Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for educational purposes only. And now we've got that out of the way, let's crack on. So, as usual, due to popular request, we're going to run through this week's trades in the group, and then we'll talk about the plans for the rest of the week and moving into next week. So, it's been another technical week, got to admit. With some good setups and some bad setups. And today we're going to talk through a couple of good setups, and we're also going to talk about a loss that I took last night, in fact. So first and foremost, let's begin. So we're actually going to start off on Friday last week. So let's zoom in. Let's go into the 4-hour chart, and let's bring up Friday's setup in the end. Now, Friday's setup was a great setup because it incorporated a couple of things. It incorporated TA, but it also incorporated time. Now, anyone that's in our group knows that I take time into consideration when I'm trading, okay? Because it's a big thing, and people seem to ignore the time axis. All they concentrate on is the price axis, but they ignore the time axis. But the time axis is valuable because we can use time as confluence. So not only can we use tools like the fib time, but we can also take time into account when we're looking at other things. So, for example, this is the channel. So we've been talking about this channel quite some time. It's part of an Elliott wave count that I've got going on right now. Mentioned it on last week's video, and I think the weeks before video. And obviously we've been looking at this in the group because it has given us a couple of good trades out of it in the end. You know, while everyone's, drawing on the diamonds and triangles and all that good stuff, simple channel. Nice and simple. Highs, lows, lows, highs, EQ, highs, EQ, lows. So, Friday's plans. This is what I'm saying to the team. I'm saying, in fact, actually, this was on Thursday. So this was on the 11th. So this was Thursday when we were here. Then, if the range lows don't hold, and what I'm referring to by the range lows is I'm referring to these range lows. Okay. And the 1-to-1/channel hit tomorrow will be PM. For some reason, it's cut the rest of that off, but it says will be PM tomorrow. And then I'm coming into the group then on the Friday morning, saying to the downside, the 1-to-1 extension on the channel would be an area of interest for me, assuming that the time and level lines up. Okay. And then obviously I'm updating the group around 8 PM my time, which is around 7 PM UTC time, that we're in the time zone for it. Now, what have we got down here? Well, we've got this channel, and we've also got this 1-to-1 extension. Now, this 1-to-1 extension is based on the high to the low, to the highs, back to the lows. Okay? So we've got the 1-to-1 extension, we've got the channel lows, and we've got the time. So therefore, for me, there is actually technically more confluence down here, but just from this here, you've got 3 bits of confluence. So that, to me, was good enough to take a long trade. And in the end, what did we get out of it? Well, we got just shy of a 6-hour trade. Okay? Call it a 5-hour trade for easy numbers. Okay? Because what we did, we traded it up, and we traded it into a naked point of control up here. Okay? That's what we had. We had a daily naked point of control up here. So this was Friday night. Obviously, the trade itself took a while to play out because we didn't actually hit target until the Monday. So holding this over the weekend, absolutely fine. Yes, paid a little bit of funding fees. It's just the nature of the game. It's the cost of doing business. And in the end, lovely trade. Great. Happy days. So starting the week off well, because obviously we're taking profits then on Monday. Great stuff. Okay, so then that leads us into Monday then. What happened on Monday? Okay, so again, you'll see this is the naked point of control I was referring to on the last trade. And I'm saying, Monday's plans, price hasn't quite reached the daily naked point of control. Still an option if we see a swing failure pattern of the current highs. Now, what I'm referring to here, well, let's zoom down to a lower time frame. Let's bring this along. And we can see here, when I'm posting this plan, this is at 9 AM my time. Okay, 9 AM in England. Right, so this is, because we're at our head, this is around here. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, it's not quite reached the daily naked point of control, and it's still an option if we see a swing failure pattern of the current highs, which the current highs at the time were these highs here. Now, what happens in the end, we came up, and we actually front-run the naked point of control. Now, this, I'm not very comfortable. I don't like front-running levels, okay? So, for me, I'm updating the team at the time. I'm saying, look, let's front-run the level. So, for me, either sit and be patient and wait for another tap to actually take the naked point of control, or wait for a market structure break. In the end, very low time frame, we got the market structure break, which then gives an entry. And where did we trade this down to? Well, we trade this down to the range lows. Okay, so in the end, just shy of a 5-hour trade. Again, not a bad You know, that's great for a Monday. And in the end, it didn't actually play out until the Wednesday. So we sat in the trade for a couple of days. This is more of a day trade for me. Great return. Can't grumble at that. Okay. And again, giving the guys the update in real time as we go along. Right. Then we're going to go on to Wednesday. Right. So Wednesday was yesterday. Big day for me yesterday because my little boy turned 4 years old. So big day. I wasn't at my desk as much. However, I'm still coming into the Discord and I'm giving the guys the updates. Okay. So what I'm talking about here. So the guys knew that my plan was looking at range lows. Okay. To the downside, range lows / naked point of control at 26.3 because we've got a naked point of control down here at 26.3. Okay. So these were my two levels of interest, either range lows or the naked point of control. Now, these range lows are the range that I've been banging on about for ages. Again, it's this same range that we're in. If we zoom out, we can see this. Let's just move these out of the way. It's this range. This top range that we've been in. Again, you know, everyone's doing the usual, you know, head and shoulders and all the funny patterns in there, which again was another great example of why we had a good long opportunity here, because this head and shoulders broke down. Everyone starts market shorting down here, then they got trapped, and then that's what ultimately pushed price up. And that came into our one-to-one extension. Again, not trading patterns, trading decent technical analysis. Okay. So these are the range lows that I'm referring to. Right. So now let's just go back, zoom right in, and here we go. So back into the range lows, and I've put here, personally, I'm not in any rush. Okay. I'm not in any rush. And what do I mean by that? Well, we came down initially. What this is, roughly, we'll call it 12 p.m. UTC. So for me, I'm coming in and saying, not in any rush here. Okay. Personally, I would like to see Sunday's lows being taken, and then we'll see what it looks like. If I miss a move, it's fine. Okay. So therefore, what I'm referring to here is when we came down into these lows, if we got an initial bounce and we continued up from there, I was happy to miss that move. And again, this is the difference between someone that trades and someone that doesn't trade, or someone that's got experience and someone that hasn't got experience. Okay. I'm more than happy to miss a move. If I miss a trade, it's not the end of the world, because there's another setup on the horizon. There's always another setup. Okay. And this is something that you've really got to get on board with, and you've got to grasp as a new trader, is that yes, you will miss moves, and it's fine. If it doesn't give you what you're looking for at a certain level, then just sit and wait. Don't start chasing. You know, there were loads of people on Twitter that longed this in our range lows. It's going up. And then all of a sudden, it just comes back down and it stops them out. Okay? So it's just about being patient, just waiting. Wait until the market gives you something that you can work with. Okay? Now, in the end, what happened? Well, we came back down again. We had another swipe. And what did we swipe down to? Well, we took out Sunday's lows. Okay? So, swing failure pattern of this local low. Swing failure pattern of Sunday's lows. Now, you guys should know by now, because I've talked about this many, many times. You know, the weekend price action, typically speaking, gets run. Okay? So the weekend highs get run, which they did. In fact, they were the weekend highs in the end. They were Sunday's highs. The weekend highs got run. The weekend lows got run. Okay? Talk about this in the Discord quite a bit. Okay? So in the end, Sunday's lows got run. Decent excess down here. We could see it on the order flow at the time. And then, in the end, trading this back up to a fresh naked point of control. Bear in mind, we've still got that untapped one just above this high here, but we also had a fresh naked point of control around here. Okay, so in the end, you'd have got, again, just shy of a 5-hour trade out of that. Okay, so you can see a theme here, you know, Friday, 5-hour trade, Monday, 5-hour trade, Wednesday, 5-hour trade. And that's just by taking the high probability setups. Now, again, I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to lie up to you because I didn't actually take this. Now, the guys in the group did take this, but I didn't take this. And the reason why I didn't take this is because when this happened, I was downstairs and I was playing with my little boy with his new birthday present toys. So, yeah, it's fine. Again, I missed a move. Absolutely fine. It was a good move. Very good trade, but I'm glad to see that the members took the trade. Okay? Did the members take the trade because I told them to take the trade? No, because they understand their own TA, because they've learned. They've put the time and effort in to learn how I trade and how to trade like me. So in the end, a few of the guys caught this move, and absolutely great. Fair play to them. Okay? So, again, now you're sitting here and you're thinking, well, Spitty, you don't take losses, you know, you're just showing us your wins. Well, no, because last night I took a loss. Okay, last night I took a loss. And again, I'm transparent about these things. This is the difference with me. I'm transparent when I take a loss. I'll hold my hands up, right? So we came up here. We actually came up into a naked point of control. For some reason, I don't have it on my chart, but we had a naked point of control up here. Again, which was the target from the long. Okay, so came into that naked point of control, which also lined up with a 786 fib. Okay, now at the time I'm saying it needs to get back below that excess for confirmation. I did take a scalp, right? Now we came up here and we did have good excess up here because we had a little stop run. Okay, which then meant I entered a short. Okay, and we can see here, well, it's hard to see on this screenshot, but we can see here we did have decent excess up there. Okay, so I took a scalp short. In the end, the actual bulk of the move happened after another SFP, which that SFP happened through the night. So that happened at, well, that's, call it 10 o'clock my time. Stopped me out, and then the move played out. Okay, so I took a loss. Down 1R. Oh, well, big deal. Not a problem, because I'm already up more than that from my previous trades, even by missing the long from yesterday as well. Okay, so it's fine. We take losses. You take losses. You hold your hands up. You write it in your journal. Okay, in this, I could write several things in my journal. This is a genuine mistake, because you do make mistakes. We're human. As much as I tried to trade like a robot, and people think I am a robot and I have no emotion and that's it, everything's just regimented, I still will make mistakes, because we all do. We're human. Okay, so I took a loss. I lost 1R. Okay, big deal. Move on. What's next? Okay, so that's this week's trades. Obviously, if you guys want the trade updates like I gave every single day and live in the time, then come over and join our website. Links down in the description below, spitfiretraders.com. Okay, get access into our free Discord here. And then if you want to get access into the private group and have access to over 100 hours worth of educational material, then it'll cost you a grand old price of 60 British pounds, or in US dollars, that's $75, give or take. Okay? And then you can get access to all the videos, all the teaching, the private Discord, everything you'll need, okay, to succeed and to be able to trade like I do. Okay? We teach many, many things. Many, many things. You can see them all on our website here in our video library. It's what we teach. I'm a Confluence trader. So therefore, I wrap up lots and lots and lots of different trading styles into one package. So therefore, you've got higher probability trade setups, which is why we can cherry pick what we take and we can ignore the lesser probability trades. Okay? Right. Let's have a look at what's next. Okay? So, first and foremost, obviously I've already shown this, but I'm going to do it again. We are still range bound. Okay? Now, once again, I'm going to make reference to the influencers of the space and the absolute morons who's probably got you destroyed within this if you're listening to them more times than anything, because all they're doing is just doing the usual thing. They're going, oh, look, triangle, everything's a triangle, and they're doing some weird stuff down here as well, which I've seen, which is odd. You know, they make patterns out of the backside. Very interesting to see. But ignore all that. You've got a sideways range. So you've got this sideways range, and you've also got, not that one, you've got this channel. Okay? These are the two things to be aware of, in my opinion, right now. Okay? So until this range is lost, we keep trading this range. Okay? This range could go on. Just like the previous range went on for a long time. This range could go on for a long time. Okay? So within this range, we can see where the volume's at. Okay? So right now, we're still within value. To the upside, we've got the point of control. Okay? The point of control of the entire range. Now we can see here, if we look on the volume chart here, on the volume profile, we can see that we've got a high volume node here, which is where we're resting right now. So if we get above this, then we can be looking towards that point of control. We get above that, then we've got the EQ. Get above that, we've got value area high. Okay? Get above that, then we've got range highs, which then would include grabbing a load of liquidity from up here. Okay? Because we know that full well there's going to be a lot of stop losses up there. And you know what I've said before about how the market likes to move towards liquidity. I'm not saying it's definitely going to go up there, but it's about making plans if it does go up there. And you'll see that. You'll see that when I share my updates on the morning. You'll see if range lows are lost, then I'm looking for this. If this, then that. Because none of us know exactly where the market's going to go. You know, you can have traders that'll sit there, or I said traders, pretend traders will tell you exactly where the market's going. Let's be honest, nobody knows where the market's going. Okay? So that's that. Now, to the downside, what if that range is lost? Well, quite simply, if that range is lost, then we're looking back down. at the old macro range. Okay. Now, once again, I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks. If we do lose this, there's a lot of eyes on this level. Now, I'm always cautious when this happens, because when a lot of eyes are on the same level, it'll either do one of two things. We'll either front run it, or we'll go straight through it. Okay, so if we do come down here, the bulk of the volume here is within this cluster. Okay, some people will call it an order block or a breaker or whatever, depending on whatever method they're trading. But we do have some volume just below this. So if we do come down here and then get back out, show some strength, again, it's all about that market structure. It's all about showing strength. It's all about seeing what happens if this level breaks. If this level breaks and you get a load of new shorts coming in, trying to push price down, but they're not doing a very good job of it, then we can start to look for long opportunities. Okay? And that would be fairly bullish if this happened. Okay? If price does break down and comes back into this and continues down below this cluster, then that's quite bearish. Locally, again, that's not bearish as in, oh, we're going to go down to, 3K or whatever. That's just locally bearish, okay? Because then we're back to trading this old range, okay? We can see where the volume is, okay? See where the EQ is. So then we just come back to trading this range, okay? It's just range trading. That's all it is, okay? Well, what if it breaks to the upside? Okay, well, if it breaks to the upside, once again, same concept. So if it does break to the upside, we've got a pocket of liquidity, okay? Just here. So if we do end up breaking out of this range and we do break to the upside, okay, we've got a pocket of liquidity here. If we end up coming into this liquidity, then changing market structure to the downside, fresh breakout traders getting all horny, longing that like hell up here, but not being able to push price further, then a reversal will trap these, which then ultimately will push price further down. Okay, above that, then, yep, you've got a nice thin area to move through before you get to your next resistance level. Okay, so that's all it is. It's just level to level. All we're doing is we're playing the high probability chances. We're looking where the liquidity is, we're looking where the resistance is, and we're looking where the support is. And if price gets there, then we wait to see what happens. Just like that example from down here, if price got there, we see what happens. I wasn't comfortable on this first drop, okay, because I wanted to see the Sunday lows, because the probabilities are that them lows were going to be taken. In the end, they got taken. So it's all about being patient. You can see this and you can see price start to move away, especially if you're looking on like a low time frame chart. You can see this and you're like, oh, price is moving up. Look, it's moving up. Oh, and then it's made a higher high here. Oh, that's it. Price is going up. It's going up. It's going up. It's just about patience. Knowing what your plan is. You plan the Sunday lows and then waiting for it. You've got loads of time just to hang around and wait for it. Okay, Sunday lows. Got run. Okay, it's just about being smart. So that's it. So if you've learned something today, drop us a comment down below. Let us know you've learned something. Obviously, if you want to see more of these videos, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And until next time, gang, that'll do, as you were.